sat down to film this and it just occurred to me I don't really know how to start it. Give me a second. Okay, so you're gonna see like a semi-intro for the first entry of this, but that's because I didn't really know what I was doing when I first started this, but I need to give you some background. It is currently like the Sunday after Thanksgiving, and I'm trying to get this video filmed for my best friend Gina's birthday in December. And the reason I'm doing this is because for the entire year of 2023, I've been secretly letting her pick books for me to read every month. Last year for Christmas, Gina got me this really cool set of cards. It's just 52, like a regular deck of cards of book prompts. So, read a book that begs to be a buddy read, read a book that came out in 2018, read a book that you most recently got. And these are the options I did not read this year. Every month, and sometimes like the end of one month into the next month because timing, I would pull one of these and then I would read a book based on that. I have like semi-reviews of most of these. Some of them I did more of an actual in-depth review. Some of them I just told you what the book was and hey, I finished it. So I'm going to be periodically showing back up like while editing this of hey, this is actually what I thought about this book, and then at the very end I'll give you a recap. I really enjoy doing this. I almost completely fell apart in the very first month, but I'll let you see that for yourself. And at the end I'll show you like the entire list of what I did, but these are the cards that got chosen, and I have the stack of books over here. I did not get rid of them. So without further ado, here is the secret TBR. I've been calling it the Gina card deck challenge, and I've been keeping up with them every month. So this is the Gina card deck challenge for 2023. Alright, this is either gonna work or it's not. Excellent script writing, Samantha. Well done. Okay, I'm gonna start something today. It is the 20th of January. I'm coming down from having COVID for the second time. Also in January. So weird that happened. And I need to find a new book to read. I could probably just vibe my way through this, but I want to do this instead. This here is a deck of cards that my best friend Gina gave me for Christmas that are personalized to help me find a book to read. Read a book that is set somewhere you go on vacation. Read a book that Steven, my husband, picks for me. Read a book with a hand on the cover, stuff like that. There's 52 because it's a deck of cards. And I thought it would be cool to do like one a month. So after I do, you know, the buzzword, the literally dead, any kind of other buddy read things are done, I can pick from this. So we're finishing up the buddy read of Apples Never Fall right now. Well, I'm finishing it. She finished yesterday because I had COVID. But I'm going to use this to pick my next book that I read, and I won't let her know that's how I picked it. But that'll be why I picked it. Alright, so I've got my deck, and I can't see it. Let's see. Okay, that's hilarious. Okay, so I have to read a book that Gina picks for me. So now I have to figure out a way to have her pick a book for me to read without letting her know she's supposed to be the one to pick it. That's going to be interesting. Alright, what I'll do is I'll finish Apples Never Fall, and then I'll ask her to give me something to read because I'm too coded out to like pick something new, and like maybe take a picture of a section of my shelf and have her pick from a small section. I don't know. Oh man, ooh, that was a hard one to begin with. Okay, man, I'm just going to start this challenge off real hard. I'll let you know what she ends up picking for that, and I'll keep you updated on the other 11 books that I'll try to do with this. We'll see how well this goes. I might end up doing like 2 during the summer, but anyway, yeah, read a book that Gina picks. I will let you know what she picks. Hey, editing Samantha here. I told you I was going to be popping in periodically, probably in different outfits and in different places. It's like a fun little game. I feel like I need to give you a little bit more background on January because I go straight into a review video and I apparently never updated what the book choice was. But to be fair, I was coming down from COVID and life was kind of hard at the time. So I ended up choosing For the Wolf by Hannah Witten. It was a really anticipated read, and the reason why I chose this is because I had all of my books on a TBR shelf, And I sent a Snapchat to Gina, and I was like, I don't know what to read next after Apples Never Fall. Give me an option. And she basically threw it back to me, and she said, choose one of the TBR cards. And let the TBR card guess for you. And I sent her a Snapchat of the card and said it said Uno reverse. So we basically narrowed it down to For the Wolf. Like, that's kind of what, like, oh, what are you in the mood for? Well, not literary fiction, because we just kind of read that. Not like a thriller. I think maybe fantasy. And she's like, well, you haven't read For the Wolf yet. And I was like, yeah, that was one of my anticipated reads. So that is why For the Wolf got chosen. The next clip you're going to see is me, like, halfway through it and a little mini review. Again, the first few months of this, because I didn't know what I was doing, gonna be weird. Gonna be weird. So anyway, that was a little bit of background about why the first month nearly ruined the entire thing, because the card deck really said, okay, you gotta tell Gina anyway. So surprise, Gina, you ended up doing it all month. It was just the only one is this one that you had anything directly to do with.
Listen, I'm reading this. I'm on chapter 4. So she's in the Wilder Wood, if you know the general plot. The reason I even wanted to read this book is because of the tagline. The first daughter is for the throne. The second daughter is for the wolf. I'll eat that up any day. So anyway, the second daughter, Red, is in the woods. I am further confirming my hatred of deckled edges. Deckled edges literally only exist for aesthetics. These serve no practical purpose. I cannot flip easily to parts in the book that I want to find. Like, I like to give myself stopping points. Like, I read to a certain section and then, like, okay, I did that. And it's like giving yourself little mini reading sprints. I can't flip easily in these pages to find chapters, and it is stressing me out. I know it's a little thing. It's not related to the book. So far, it's okay. Also, I have a real like baby mindset when it comes to fantasy, and when you don't hold my hand and just start saying names of places and countries and things, I'm struggling. I'm struggling. I'm glad most of this chapter has been her surviving the woods, because I was getting tired of seeing names of people and trying to remember who was connected to who and why I was supposed to care about certain things. Me and fantasy, that's the one thing. But it's so far so good. I mean, it's early on, but yeah, deckled edges. This is just my sort of, I haven't said I hate them in a while, so friendly reminder that I hate deckled edges. Okay.
I know I look a hot mess, but I cannot put this off any longer. It's time to pick another one of the cards that Gina made for me. I am going to finish both the Buzzwordathon and the Literally Dead Book Club today, because I'm going to finish Finley Donovan Jumps the Gun Verb, and that's the book to read this month. And I am quickly approaching the... Say hey, Ludi. I'm quickly approaching like Tech Week for Sister Act, the musical I'm in, so I need to be able to listen to something on the hours worth of driving that I have to and from rehearsal. You just want to be involved? Your tail is the star of the show now. Come here. So let's do this real quick. I'm just going to fan these out. I'm not going to look at them. Let's do this one. Read a book that you think a favorite character would like. Oof. I don't even know how many favorite characters I would even say I have. I'm going to have to think about this one. I'm not actually just going to sit down and think. Because I have favorite books, right? But, like, it's really hard for me to be like, ah, yes, that is a character I like. And weirdly enough, the first one coming to mind is Katniss. Katniss from The Hunger Games. Because she's really well balanced, like, older sister with the pressure of the world on her, scared to be romantic because heaven forbid someone else see a side of her that shows a weakness. I'm thinking about like Vanya from Little Thieves. Really like her unlikability. Who else? I mean, I could do Elizabeth Bennet. Could just do it simple and pick some kind of maybe romance novel for Liz Bennet. I will get back to you when I have this one. I might need to like call in some reinforcements for this one. We'll see. I have to film this in a different location because Ludi was way too involved. I think, in honor of it being February, I'm going to choose Liz Bennet. I'm going to read a romance novel. I'm going to read The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels because it's kind of an enemies to lovers thing set. It looks like Victorian. Yeah, Victorian London. I don't know. I don't want to presume what Elizabeth Bennet would read. Um, in retrospect, I could also, you know what? I might make a bonus for myself. Like, this is going to be what I read. I want to read a romance. I haven't read a romance in a while. Oh, cool. I forgot that I had a bookmark in there. I may read one of the books that Frankenstein's creature reads in Frankenstein. Right? Like, I've read some of them, but not all of them. Maybe. If I do that, I'll keep you updated. If I don't, we're going to pretend that we didn't have this conversation. But anyway, this is going to be February's book, The Mysterious Society for Lady Scoundrels. And I'll go ahead and start that in a little bit. All right. It's time again for me to draw a card for my monthly pick from Gina's deck of cards. But I'm also going to give you a brief wrap-up of February's pick, which was The Mysterious Society of Lady Scoundrels. I really like this book. I'm going to pick up the next two books in the series. I know it doesn't technically follow the same people, but I think it's different people in the same kind of like universe, which I did not know there were flying houses. I guess I should have predicted there were flying houses, but this did not equate flying houses to me. Okay, sorry, I got interrupted. But anyway, so this is pretty good. It's about these lady pirates in this like faux alternate Victorian era, and they fly their manor homes around and steal stuff, and so they have like a code of ethics that they follow. And I would explain this as like Victorian Douglas Adams. It's very swift with its witty remarks, and some of the like it's just very very fast references and jokes and just it's a lot. So it took a while to get to the pacing and understand what was being said and keep up with the nuances of it. I do recommend this. I do think the romance was very sweet. I love an enemies to lovers where like it's really only enemies to lovers in one of their minds and the other one is completely like obsessed from the get-go, and the guy is like head over heels immediately. I love this woman. I would die for this woman, but I'm gonna bicker with her because she's cute when she's angry. And I just really like that. I don't know. I felt the ending was a bit rushed, but I mean that's a very small complaint in the grand scheme of things. So I'll definitely be picking up the next books in this series. But let's go on to see what I'm reading for March. This is sort of like wishful thinking, but I'm going to do it anyway. I have already read the Literally Dead Book Club pick, Spite House. I have already read the Buzzwordathon pick, The Word Secret, or at 100 Secret Senses. It was really good. So technically, I'm open, right? Like I'm available to read things. I am making the really stupid choice to read every single one of the books that my honors class is reading for their independent reading novel selection. That's 7 different books that I'm reading in the month of March. I want to finish the books at the same time they do, which puts me finishing the books around or about April 6th. So I don't have a lot of extra time. I do have ebook versions and audiobook versions of some of the books that they have chosen, so I have like multiple avenues to read them. But it is still going to be a lot of reading. So this is again very, very hopeful that I will have time for something that is not one of those books. Oh, and I am teaching night starting next Monday, so I'll be reading that all the time. So I'm going to pick one. I'm going to give myself the same flexibility I did with February's pick of if I don't finish it in the month that it's chosen, that's fine. It's all about picking one for that month. And as long as I read 12 books by the end of the year, I'll have done what I wanted to do. So, I've got my cards. Oh, I'm nervous. Why am I nervous? Read a book that is about books. So, I could cheat. One of the books in the independent reading groups is The Book Thief. So I could technically cheat, but I'm not gonna cheat. I don't want to do that. Give me a little bit. Let me see if I can find something that appeals to me in my TBR that is about books. It's about books. The first book that came to mind when I saw the card of read a book about books is The Shadow of the Wind. It's about a kid who is 1945 and he is reading a book called The Shadow of the Wind. It's a fake book. Like this is the book title. And he goes to look up the other things the author wrote and finds out that someone has been like destroying copies of the book. And so I guess he's caught up in the mystery of like why. Why is this book getting destroyed? So that's intriguing. I don't know a lot about it, but it has been on my TBR and in my library for many, many years. I almost unhauled it a couple years ago, and I think it was Gina actually who was like, "No, don't do that." So I won't do that. Um, and I also found the book Woman of Troublesome Creek. It's about one of the like what are they called? She has a name. The yeah, she's blue, so it's like the blue folks in like Appalachia. There's like a name for them where they were blue. And she's a librarian. She's a travel librarian. And I started this last summer for one of the buzzwords, which was like book related words in a title. But this one is like about a librarian, so it's about books. But I think this is gonna complete the challenge more. But also like I can do what I want to. Like Gina told me I could. So anyway, those are the two books I will probably try to maybe read over the next month and into April, and then we'll just pick again in April and see how it goes. I will come back to you with how I feel about the book when I read one of them. Another month has come and gone, and I have finished the book that I pulled out for the like Gina picks my TBR thing. I don't really have a title for this yet. Maybe by December I'll have one. I read The Shadow of the Wind because the prompt was read a book about books, and this one is about a book called The Shadow of the Wind, and its author, Julian Carax, and the boy who tries to track this mysterious author down because someone is destroying all his books. It was a little slow going at first, but I did find it easier to listen to the audiobook. It was really well narrated. I thought the characters were really fun and engaging, and I think the narrator did a good job of putting emotions in there. It is a big spanning plot, like it's very complex plot. I think it would make a really good like HBO series. Like I feel like they could do justice to this in like the kind of fantastical but realistic way it needs to. The only problem I have is that the author also created a soundtrack for this book, and it's not that the music isn't good, and it's not that the music isn't helping things, but sometimes with the audio mixing of the audiobook, it was hard to understand what was happening as far as the plot and the actual words were going because there was music in the background. I think I'll probably look up some of this stuff on like Spotify and see if I can find it because it was good music, like I said, but it was just a little bit cluttered at points. But this was really good. I don't know if it's like a new favorite or anything, but I'm glad I didn't get rid of it. I'm glad that I've kept it and read it. I'll probably put it in. No. I want to put it in the classroom library because I think there are probably some kids who would like it. It is a little bit more adult than I originally thought it was going to be, but it is good. So I'll figure out what to do with it. I don't know if I'm going to keep it, but either way, it's done. So now I get to pick a new TBR. I don't know why I said new TBR. I definitely mean a new book because it's April now. I'm reading The Writing Retreat and The Hating Game for the Literally Dead Book Club and the Buzzwordathon, respectively. So that means I need to read one of these. We finished Night with my high schoolers this week, and I finished all of the group reading stuff. So I am a little bit cleared out of what I can read. I'm currently also reading All Hallows, which is really good, and I am reading Mr. Magic, which is really good. But both of those I should finish pretty quickly, so I will need this, and this will just give me something to read through the month of April. So let's see what we've got. I'm nervous. Okay. Oh, read a book that reminds you of Christmas. Read a book that reminds you of Christmas. I actually might have some Christmas books I haven't read. I know that's not exactly what the prompt means, because we can go with like the feeling of Christmas as well. I'm gonna think on this one, and I'll bring up in a second what I think I'm gonna read. Okay, reminds you of Christmas. I'm not like thrilled about this prompt because it is April and I don't feel very Christmassy. If this was July's prompt, I'd probably feel better. And I don't think I should allow myself a redo, or at least at this time, I'm not allowing myself a redo. But I've got two options. So the first one is Sundays at Tiffany's. This is not specifically a Christmas book. It's about a girl whose imaginary friend is actually a guardian angel who she falls in love with. But the Hallmark movie version of it takes place at Christmas time. So, like, I know the movie as a Christmas movie. I've been meaning to read the book that inspired it. I also have a Gregory Maguire, Hidden Sea, The Tale of the Once and Future Nutcracker, which the Nutcracker reminds me of Christmas. So either one or both of these I will try to read. I'm on spring break, so I'm also reading The River Has Teeth with with Gina as a buddy read, because the song Labors is really big on TikTok right now, and someone said that this has that vibe, and I'm here for that. I also want to read Ghostwood Song, so like I have got that one I might read next after that. But either way, these two are for this prompt, and we will see what I pick and how I feel about it. Okay, so I finished Hidden Sea. It did not Christmas the way I was wanting it to Christmas, but that's my fault, not the book's fault. It definitely is a Gregory Maguire book, and I think it was good. I don't know what I'm going to rate it yet. I haven't thought about it, but I was like, I need something that feels more like Christmas to actually go with this prompt. So, for lack of better options, because I do not want to start a book as big as Sundays at Tiffany's today, I'm going to start The Best Christmas Pageant Ever, because it's really short and easy to read. So I might finish it today or tomorrow, and then I'll be done with the prompt for this month. And we only have one more week of April, which means I get to pull a prompt for May afterwards. So I will let you know what I think about this, and I will let you know a little bit more detail about what I think about this, and then we will pull a new prompt. Okay, Pepper, thank you for your opinion. Okay, here's what you need to know. The card was a book with Christmas vibes. I read Hidden Sea, which is a signed first edition, which is pretty cool. This is not about the Nutcracker like I thought it was gonna be. It's about the godfather who gave Clara the Nutcracker in the ballet. So like, it's not Christmassy at all. Actually, it's like about Germanic folklore and stuff like that. It's kind of, I don't know. I feel like I got bamboozled. It's not that it's Pepper. You're not involved. It's not that it's bad necessarily, but it definitely did not give the Christmas vibes I thought it was going to give. So I read Best Christmas Pageant Ever, which I know I've read before. I'm pretty sure like in elementary school or middle school, this was like a class book we read. So I knew the general plot of it. Actually, a local theater did it as a musical this past December. It's real simple, real short, about these kids who like come from the wrong side of the tracks that nobody likes because they're just awful to deal with, and they somehow bring about the meaning of Christmas in the church's Christmas pageant more so than normal. So this did it more than Hidden Sea did. But either way, that is the card for April. So since it is now April 25th, I can go ahead and pull for May's card because I've got about a week left of April, and I don't want to make any promises and assumptions about what I'm going to do. Let's draw the card, and then we'll see kind of what I'm going to pick. Okay. Here are my cards. Let's do this one. I'm so nervous. Why do I get nervous every time?